Here are 9 reasons to hold off on buying the iPhone 18 Pro this year. Apple's iPhone development plan goes out many years, and the corporation is always working with suppliers on several iPhone models at once. This is why we often hear about new features months before they come out. The iPhone 18 series is no different, and we already have a fair sense of what to expect from the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max. It's interesting to note that Apple is said to be making a big shift to the way it releases iPhones next year. The iPhone 18 series will be the first to use a two-phase rollout. The iPhone 18 Pro, iPhone 18 Pro Max, and iPhone Fold will come out in September 2026. The iPhone 18 and iPhone 18e will come out in the spring of 2027. Rumors claim the iPhone 18 Pro lineup will mostly keep the same design as the iPhone 17 Pro variants. The back camera system will seem identical to the current version, with a raised plateau with 3 lenses grouped in a triangle. The sizes of the displays are also likely to stay the same. The iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max will still have 6.3-inch and 6.9-inch panels, respectively, which are the same sizes that were used with the iPhone 16 Pro series. There is a rumor that the ceramic shield region for MagSafe charging could feature a design that is slightly transparent. However, it is not clear what that implies. Rumors continue to circulate regarding whether the iPhone 18 Pro versions would incorporate under-display Face ID, but reports remain divided on when the technology will really come. The innovation would place the TrueDepth camera system beneath the display, eliminating the requirement for the existing dynamic island cutout. According to Wayne Ma of The Information, Apple is eyeing a design without a dynamic island, replacing it with a single pinhole camera in the upper left corner of the screen. However, other sources reject that claim. Display analyst Ross Young believes under-display Face ID is likely for the iPhone 18 Pro, but says a smaller dynamic island will still be present. Bloomberg's Mark Gurman has echoed this opinion, claiming that the new models will include a slimmed-down dynamic island rather than deleting it totally. Meanwhile, Chinese leaker Instant Digital has supplied yet another version of events, suggesting the dynamic island will drop in size, but that under-display Face ID and camera technology won't come next year. Overall, the consensus implies Apple may be improving the dynamic island before fully switching to an all-screen design in future generations. 2nm process. Apple's next A20 Pro chip, anticipated to power the iPhone 18 Pro models, will reportedly be produced using TSMC 3rd generation 3nm process, the same node planned for the A19 Pro chip in this year's iPhone 17 Pro, according to analyst Jeff Pugh. This means that year-over-year performance gains between the A19 Pro and A20 Pro may be modest, at least in terms of raw CPU and DPU advancements. However, Pugh notes that the A20 Pro will include a more advanced packaging approach known as CoWoS, meaning chip on wafer on substrate. This technology provides closer integration between the CPU, unified memory, and the neural engine, which could potentially boost performance in AI-related applications. The adjustment could be part of Apple's broader aim to integrate on-device Apple Intelligence features in future iPhones, as the company ramps up its machine learning capabilities. Apple wants to add its next-generation C2 modem in the iPhone 18 Pro models, according to supply chain researcher Jeff Pugh. The processor will supersede the C1 modem, which debuted in the lower-cost iPhone 16e as Apple's first in-house cellular modem, and the C1X modem chip in the iPhone Air, which Apple says is up to 2x quicker than the C1. The C2 is projected to deliver higher speeds, increased power efficiency, and support for millimeters wave 5G in the United States, a feature lacking from the C1 and C1X. Apple's modem plan is part of a long-term goal to lessen reliance on Qualcomm, which now supplies 5G modems for the remainder of the iPhone series. The business has been working on developing its own cellular chips for years, aiming for better integration and greater control over power management and performance. Samsung is developing on a new 3-layer stacked picture sensor, apparently designed for the iPhone 18. The sensor, referred known as PDTR logic, includes 3 layers of circuitry, which would improve camera responsiveness, minimize noise, and expand dynamic range. The leak comes from a source known as Lossreef, who claims the sensor is being created exclusively for Apple's 2026 iPhone series. Sony has long been Apple's sole image sensor provider, so Samsung's arrival would represent a huge move in the iPhone's camera supply chain. Apple aims to equip next year's iPhone 18 Pro models with a variable aperture lens, according to rumors. Weibo-based leaker Digital Chat Station reports the main rear camera, what Apple calls the 48-megapixel Fusion camera, on both iPhone 18 Pro variants would provide variable aperture, which would be a first for the iPhone. A variable aperture technology physically adjusts the lens opening, letting more light in for low-light images or narrowing the opening for brighter scenes and deeper depth of focus. The main cameras in the iPhone 15 Pro, 16 Pro, and 17 Pro all employ a fixed f/1.78 aperture, where the lens is permanently set to its widest setting. With a changeable lens, the iPhone 18 Pro would allow users to manually shift the aperture, akin to on a DSLR camera. This would mean more control over depth of field, enabling tighter focus on subjects or smoother background blur. Industry expert Ming-Chi Kuo predicted in November 2024 that Apple's iPhone 18 Pro versions will gain the capability. According to a report by The Information, Apple aims to add support for 5G networks that operate via satellites rather than Earth-based towers as early as next year. This development would allow future iPhones to receive full internet connectivity through satellite, not only limited emergency services. Apple plans to add support in upcoming iPhones as early as next year for 5G networks that aren't tethered to Earth's surface, which includes satellites, the report added. That would give the iPhone full internet access over satellite, it claimed. If the earliest 2026 deadline is realized, it means the iPhone 18 Pro, iPhone 18 Pro Max, and the long-rumored foldable iPhone would likely be the first models to offer full 5G satellite internet, followed by the ordinary iPhone 18 around March 2027. Even if compatibility is introduced, there is currently no service that delivers full 5G satellite internet directly to a smartphone. Apple's own satellite functionality on iPhone 14 models and newer are confined to the emergency SOS feature, the Find My and Messages applications, and roadside assistance, while T-Mobile's Starlink service is also limited to select functions and apps. Both alternatives require you to have a clear view of the sky. iPhones can already reach high-speed internet rates over a satellite connection when used in conjunction with a Starlink satellite dish, which establishes a Wi-Fi network. In the US, Starlink charges $50 per month for 50 gigabytes of internet and $165 per month for unlimited data, while the portable Starlink mini dish is presently on sale for $299. The long-term idea is that iPhones would someday be able to achieve full 5G satellite internet immediately without Starlink infrastructure. Apple partners with Globalstar for its iPhone satellite functions, whereas Starlink is supplied by SpaceX. The story listed 4 hints that suggest a contract between Apple and SpaceX might ultimately be back on the table, despite the fact that Apple and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk have had a tumultuous relationship over the years. Apple is apparently working to simplify the camera control buttons design on iPhone 18 models in order to minimize expenses. The present camera control button on iPhone 17 models uses both capacitive and pressure sensors behind a sapphire crystal surface. The capacitive layer detects touch movements, while the force sensor identifies different pressure levels for taps, presses, and swipes. However, according to the Weibo-based account Instant Digital, Apple will eliminate the capacitive sensing layer and retain only pressure sensing identification in the second iteration to achieve full camera control functionalities on the iPhone 18. The reduced version is not about eliminating functionality in the button, but about saving money. The existing method is thought to be exceedingly expensive for Apple and is producing pricey after-sales repairs. Apple's iPhone 18 Pro models could be offered in new rich and warm color option, according to a known leaker. The Weibo user known as Instant Digital today stated that next year's iPhone 18 Pro models will be available in at least one of the following color options: coffee, purple, and burgundy. The iPhone XR, iPhone 11, iPhone 12, iPhone 14, and iPhone 14 Pro were all available in lavender or purple, but there have never been coffee or burgundy iPhones before. A coffee-colored iPhone 18 Pro could be a good successor to the gold iPhone XS or the desert titanium iPhone 16 Pro. Coffee belongs in the brown family as a deep and earthy tint. Burgundy belongs to the red family, merging rich crimson with flecks of brown or purple for a deeper wine-like tone. Purple sits between red and blue, but when muted or darker, it leans warm. The leaker said that there will still be no black iPhone 18 Pro next year. The iPhone 17 Pro is available in silver, deep blue, and cosmic orange. There was no black or gray option for the first time in the device's existence. So, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more exciting tech news and updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.